biggest difference between Civilization 5 and 6 is that in 5 your city took up a hexagon and theoretically you could build all buildings and wonders in a single city, with very few exceptions. And as long as you were in a defensible enough position, you could essentially place a city-state without expanding. As long as, you focus on construction and research, win the race to build a few key wonders. I mean, in a competitive game you probably will be beaten to the punch on at least some of them, but in theory, your city would look like some internationally themed theme park. And to add to this, to an extent, in 5, settling new cities was penalized more harshly, with the irritating happiness system. More cities, more moaning. But Civilization 6 is different because it kind of encourages expansion, at least in a way that's more obvious to me. As first off, wonders require an entire hex to be built, and if you intend on building at least a few of them, you probably will need more cities to make up for the loss in productive land. And maybe while you're at it, maybe designate cities for specific purposes, economic, military production. As another change is that you have to build districts that enact those focuses. Libraries, universities, research buildings all need to be built on a campus. Gold production and trade buildings need to be built in commercial hubs and or harbors. Theater districts house artifacts and art, and so on and so forth. And the amount of districts you can build in a city is dependent on the population. So you usually will be limited in district construction, at least at the start. Maybe even entirely if that city's population doesn't really want to grow because of the area's food scarcity or too little available housing. And perhaps the most exciting implication is that you can build entertainment districts to increase happiness, but you can share that happiness across cities. So this kind of town planning takes away one headache at the very least, one that frustrates me, through the much more agreeable amenity system, and that is